Welcome back to the show. So, did you know that scientists used to believe that our brains were only changeable during childhood, but research now shows that neuroplasticity, or the ability for your brain to change, it's actually possible throughout all phases of our life.
Thank goodness. But how do you maximize your brain's neuroplasticity? Our next guest says that the best way to do this is to take a vacation. Here to tell us more is neuroscientist and TED speaker Sarah Baldeo. Did I get that right?
You did.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so Sarah, we know it feels good to go on vacation, but neurologically, what's happening to our brains when we go on vacation?
So picture the brain as an engine. You've got all these pistons firing. You don't want to overload one piston. So when you go on vacation, you're stimulating your brain to light up so many different areas. And it really just pushes the brain to be healthy and regenerate cells. So you really want that big brain energy that really lights up your entire brain.
Okay, so let's dive further into this. Talk to us about the areas of our brain that do light up on vacation and how specifically we can stimulate them.
So think about the kinds of activities that you do on vacation. Going for a hike. That stimulates your motor cortex. When you're visiting museums, this actually stimulates one of the most important parts of your brain. It's called the frontal cortex, right at the front. It stimulates thought and rational thinking and decision-making. You go on a beach, you're listening to the sound of an ocean and those beautiful waves. That stimulates your auditory cortex. Navigating a new city. If you've ever been to Paris, that subway is a little bit of a disaster. You're using your parietal cortex, which is super important. Tasting new foods and new dishes, that stimulates your gustatory cortex. And speaking in different languages. So you're speaking in different languages. There's a part of your brain called Wernicke's area, and I'll give you an extra bonus one. Whenever you see a beautiful scenic view, so maybe you see the Eiffel Tower, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, that stimulates your vision center, which is ironically at the back of your head.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so how often do we need vacations?
Every day.
Stimulate all those new parts of the brain.
Every day, no. There was a study actually done at the University of Tampere in Finland in 2017, and they discovered the perfect length of a vacation is 7 days. So you should at least go every 2 years, but ideally about 7 days. And a lot of people will say, oh, what about like a little 2-day Vegas trip? That's really great. Well, you will get that stimulus of your brain, but you need at least those 48 hours to help your central nervous system reset. And this is super important when we start thinking about what's been in the news around that 4-day work week. Science proves that the 4-day work week works really, really well because we need at least those 48 hours to help us reset.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So talk about a staycation versus like a getting away, far away vacation.
So staycations are great, but let's think about it. Let's say, we're in Ontario and we go to Niagara-on-the-Lake. The language is the same. The grocery stores are the same. The environment is the same. Okay. The foods are the same. So your brain, ironically, is one of the laziest muscles in your entire body. You wouldn't think so. But what it does is it detects patterns. And then it just goes on autopilot. And so when you stay in a familiar environment, you're not getting that stimulus of neurons that we really, really want. When you go to a foreign environment, then you really are, exposed to so many new experiences that you don't have at home, and it's pushing you to form new neural synapses.
Oh my God, Hawaii for everybody. Okay. You have a controversial take for this next question, because you say that there are actually destinations that are not doing much for our brains. Tell us more.
Sunny vacations only. If you remember that, it's definitely controversial, but sunny vacations only. So let's say you go to Iceland.
That's a good thing, you're saying?
It's a good thing.
Okay.
It's a good thing. If you go to Iceland, for example, yes, you're having new experiences, you're seeing these beautiful waterfalls, but you're not getting exposure to vitamin D. So Harvard Health did a study recently, and what they discovered is that people do not get the same effects from vitamin D supplements that they do from the sun. And so the reason for this is when the sun hits your skin, it starts stimulating vitamin D production. Now, when you take supplements, your body was not designed to absorb vitamin D through your digestive tract. You only absorb 60% of the vitamin D from supplements, whereas with sunlight, you're getting 100%. So when we reflect on maybe people with seasonal affective disorder, that's why when they're taking supplements, they're not getting the same effects as actual sunlight.
Okay, so your instincts are right. You love you're Miami Mel for a reason.
I am Miami Mel for a reason.
There you go.
I agree.
Okay, so we all heard and possibly experienced post-vacation depression. Is it real, and what actually happens to our brain during that come down post-vacation?
It is very, very real. And so when you come back from a vacation, think about how you feel. You're on this adrenaline high, right? You're feeling great. There's new experiences. That lasts for about 3 to 4 weeks. And then after that, you start to see a steep decline in the positive effects. You can actually prolong those effects if you're a kind of person that has maybe many paparazzi and takes pictures. You look at those pictures, you stimulate the memory, but after about a month, you get that post-vacation depression. So in the perfect world, we would take a vacation at least once a month. We're not there yet, but ideally, that's what your brain needs.
Wow. Okay, give it to us. We don't have a lot of time left, Sarah, but the perfect neuroscience-backed recipe for the perfect vacation.
5 things only. Free time for yourself, so resist that urge to just shove everything into your calendar.
Oh, that's good. That's good for this one.
I do.
Look at her. She's already overscheduled herself.
I already failed.
I do that too. I want to see everything, meet new people, talk to locals, talk to people with different lived experiences than what you have had. We talked about sunshine, so get that vitamin D, get out in the sun, get daily exercise. You want to have those endorphins just like pumping through your body. So go outside, see the city. And the 5th one is really easy. Make sure you pick a place with a great bed where you're going to get not just like that deep REM sleep and the quantity of sleep, but a quality of sleep. So you need to have, not just 8 hours, but like a deep quality sleep.
Love it. Sarah, thank you for giving us all a reason to book our next vacation. Thank you so much for that. Amazing. Everyone watching, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.